Hi, and welcome to Camille's Country Corner. I am Camille, and on today's episode, we will be making some pumpkin cinnamon rolls. Sounds delicious, right? All right, let me show you what you need for this recipe. But before we start, make sure you hit subscribe. Definitely hit that like. All right, let's get to baking today. Here's everything you will need for this recipe. You need regular sugar, brown sugar, flour of your choice. You will need, of course, some pumpkin puree. We need some yeast, baking powder. I have pumpkin pie spice, but if you don't have that, you can just use cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, ginger. Okay, we have some baking powder, baking soda. We will need some vegetable oil, cream cheese for the top for the frosting, and also powdered sugar and some milk. Let's get started with this recipe. To my pan, I have heated up 1.5 cups of milk. I did heat it a little bit too long. You're only supposed to get it to warm it. I did it a little too long. We're going to add one 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. Not the pumpkin pie filling, because that has all of the sugar in it, and we want to be able to control our own sugar. Now, like I said, I did add 1/2 cup of sugar to this milk mixture, or maybe I didn't, but add 1/2 cup of sugar. And I also need 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, or any oil of your choice. Thought I had enough in that container. Give me just a second. Does this happen to you guys too? Look at all the measurements on there. They're non-existent. Anytime you put Pyrex into your dishwasher, kiss all that goodbye. That dishwasher is so powerful, it takes it all away. All right, we are now going to transfer this into a bigger bowl because this is ridiculous. Okay, here we go. So much better. We're going to be mixing everything in here anyway, so just makes sense. Okay. Just want to combine it a little bit. Let's see. Actually, that is the perfect temperature. And I am now going to add my yeast. So I have 1 packet. I'm using active dry yeast. You don't have to use that. You can use the regular yeast on this. But I have some fast acting yeast, so that's what I'm using. Let's go ahead, mix that up. Okay, we're gonna let that sit for just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and add my pumpkin pie spice. So I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of this, because with all of the measurements, it's going to equal out to about 2 teaspoons, maybe a little bit more. I don't care. I like it spicy. All right, to this, we're going to add 4 cups of flour. All right, let's go ahead and put this on the mixer. And let's scooch y'all a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's go ahead and turn that mixer on. You can definitely do this by hand, but why bother when you have a mixer to do it for you? That dough smells amazing already. All those spices in there. Okay, I look like I have a weird pocket in here. That is all of our spices clumping together. Certainly don't want that. All right, I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of flour to this because it does look a little sticky to me. I'm sorry. I'm going to add 1/2 cup slowly here until the consistency looks correct. it should start to form a ball. There we go. It's starting to do what it's supposed to do. Okay, at this point, it will be very sticky. I'm going to cover this and put it in a warm place for about an hour. Bring you back as soon as it's doubled in size. Now that our dough has doubled in size, you can clearly see how big it is now. We're going to add our half of a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and our half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, quarter of a teaspoon of salt. And our other half a cup of flour. Okay, I'm going to poof it down. Start to mix it. All right, beautiful. Okay, the dough is still kind of sticky, so I will be using more flour to roll this out. That should be plenty. My dough to stick, so I'm going to make sure that we have plenty of flour on here. Let me knead this a couple of times, get this flour incorporated. It's a nice soft dough. Let me move this. All right, we want to get this to about 1/4 of an inch thick. All right, let me rinse my hands off. All right, I have 1 stick of melted butter here. We're going to go ahead and drizzle that all over this dough. And we are just going to brush it out. Got so much butter on here, I'm going to go ahead and butter my pan up too. Going to be adding, how much? 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to eyeball this here. All right, we're also going to be adding some pumpkin pie spice to this as well, about a teaspoon. All right, now we are going to roll it up. I have my oven preheating at 375. Let me go ahead and get a knife here. We're going to cut these. And we're just going to lay them in the pan. And I'm going to let them rise again for about 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And then we will throw them in a preheated oven at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And because you can't see what I'm doing, I am just placing them in here and I'm putting them to where they're touching. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these sliced up. I've got a 9 by 13 pan here, but it looks like I probably will need more than that. So let me go ahead and get these cut up. All right, to my bowl, I have added 2 tablespoons of softened butter. And we need 1 8-ounce container of cream cheese. Quarter cup of milk. And we need 1 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. Quarter cup of milk. And you need a dash of salt, but I'm using salted butter here. Oh! It only works if it's clicked in. Okay, now our cream cheese icing is ready. So when our cinnamon rolls come out of the oven, we can ice them while it's still warm. All right, these beautiful cinnamon rolls have just come out of the oven and they are still hot, still very warm, I should say. So we are going to go ahead and put the icing over top so it melts right into the cinnamon rolls. Okay, we don't want to waste any of this. All right, we'll let this cool down for just a second and then we're going to give it a try. Okay, friends, this is what it looks like when they are done and all frosted. Let's give these a try. All right, we are now finished with our pumpkin cinnamon rolls. So shall we give them a try? Look at how delicious and steamy that is. But anything hot doesn't stop me. Oh my goodness. These are delicious. I could stand here and eat this entire thing in front of you, but I'm not going to. Maybe just one more bite. Oh my God. These are amazing. Full pumpkin flavor, pumpkin spice, the delicious cream cheese frosting. Oh, you have got to try this. Let me know in the description what you think of these. It's a true hit. It's from Food Network, so absolutely fantastic. All right, guys, I'm glad you stopped by here today and baked with us, and we will definitely be baking more. See you on the next one. Bye.